So you might have seen them AI shorts going around using Sora 2, which essentially is sort of animals ringing ring doorbells or ring doorbell footage, which is completely generated by AI. Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how to make those type of videos using n8n automatically without any input needed from you. All you need to do is set this scenario away, and every day it'll run for you, and every day it'll create shorts for you to use on your YouTube shorts or on TikToks as well. I'll show you an example of some things that I've generated using this. I'll put it back to the start. So as you can see, that looks very realistic. Here's another example as well. This one's a little bit more messed up and not as realistic, but you can see the vision, and you can see how these can be viral. You've probably seen a lot of these going viral, and you've probably seen a lot of these on your For You page already. So this is exactly how to make it using n8n. So the first thing we're going to need with n8n to get this to run is a schedule trigger. So just go into the type in schedule trigger, and you want to set this to run every day. You can set this to run like multiple times a day as well if you want to get multiple per day, but we're just going to do once a day. We're going to do it at I don't know, 5 p.m. and then we'll put this in there. So this is going to run every day at 5 p.m. when the scenario is turned on. From this, we need the first thing we need to do is we need to actually generate the prompt for the AI. So all this AI agent stuff here is going to create the prompt for what to use. So I'll show you how to make that right now. This is the first step out of 3. So first of all, we're going to need an AI agent. So we'll just put that in there. Make sure this says defined below, and then for the prompt, you're just going to put generate a prompt like that. And then we're going to do some more things in there, but we're not going to do that yet. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually add a chat model, and for this we're going to use Anthropic. Now the reason why I'm using Anthropic over any other ones is just because I like Claude 4.5. You don't have to use Anthropic. You can use any other AI model if you have like AI API credits for it, but I'm just using Anthropic. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to use whatever model you're using. You need to connect it to the credentials. If you haven't already done that, then click this little like pen thing. It'll ask you for an API key. If you don't know where that is, click the docs. It usually tells you where to go to find it. For the Anthropic one, you just need to scroll down until you see API keys. Click that. It'll take you to the Anthropic API keys page. You might need to log in first or create an account, and then load up some credits, and then you'll be able to click the button that says create new key. Then you can get a key to use. So next we're going to set up some simple memory. I'm just going to put the context window to 10, and we're going to change this to define below, and then we're just going to give it some random numbers here. Essentially, like, this will remember runs which have the same key. So if you put this key in, it'll remember the same runs with this key, if that makes sense. So just put some random numbers in there and make sure to make sure it remembers previous runs. Next we're going to add a tool, and we're going to actually add the think tool. So put the think tool in there. Usually I just leave it how it is, like that. Now what we now need to do is to actually further develop the AI agent. So for this we're going to need to give it a require specific output, and then we also need to go in here and put the system message. So the system message is actually where we're going to have the bulk of what we need it to do. As you can see here, well, you can't see it right now, but as you will be able to see, the system message is quite hefty for this. Okay, I've not pasted it. There we go. So this is the system message. Essentially what this is the rules that we're assigning it to be able to develop the videos. You're an AI agent that creates viral short form prompt ideas, and you must only output in this JSON format. So this essentially is just giving us the format that we need later on within the scenario to actually get all the information we need for the YouTube title, the description, and also the prompt for Sora 2. So we'll set some rules here just for the prompts that we're developing. Some things to note is this line here where it says the prompt should be as if it's a real camera, like usually a doorbell, security or night vision footage. Now this is just because we want it to be the sort of ring doorbell kind of footage. You can change these to different kinds of cameras, whether you want like handheld, like vlog style kind of thing, but for this sake of this we're doing the kind of ring doorbell footage. So there, and then here's some examples that you want to put in. You don't need to put these exact examples in, but these are just the ones that I've kind of picked out and ChatGPT's picked out for us for this vibe that I'm going for. So what I'll say to you to do, I'm not going to sit here and like read every line for you to copy out. If you want to take a screenshot of the page right now and then put the screenshot into ChatGPT, and it'll tell you exactly what I've got written down, just so you can copy and paste it a lot quicker for you. So I'll leave this up for a couple of seconds so you can actually do that. The next thing we need to do is we need to go work on the required specific output. So for this you'll see a new thing here, the output parser. You want to go here and go structured output parser, and then in this JSON example we're going to delete this because we need to change it. I've got the exact output that I want here, so I'm just going to copy this and put it in, and then I'll show you what it says. So essentially this is just defining the outputs that we want later on. Make sure you copy this exactly how it is, the descriptions and stuff like that. Make sure they're using the same ones from the system message. I don't think it has to be the same, but it just makes it easier if it is. Yeah, just take a screenshot of this again and put it into ChatGPT and tell it to give you the exact text of what it's saying. I'll leave that up again. There you go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Within the output parser though, we're going to make sure that we tick the auto fix format button, and then we're going to drag this to the AI model over here, to Anthropic. There we go. So them two are connected like that. That just lets it use AI to be able to fix the output. The next thing we're going to need to do, because now that's all of the creating the script for the video, like creating the prompt for the video done. Now we need to actually create the video. Create the video, we're going to use something called Key AI. So if you go to Key AI/Sora 2, you might need to log in, and you will need some credits for this, but as you can see the pricing here, it's pretty cheap to run. It's 15 cents for 10-second video. Which is very good without a watermark. So we're going to need to sign up for that, create an account, get an API key. So once you've signed up and created an account for Key AI, you just want to go to Key AI/Sora 2, and then we're going to go here, and in this we're going to go to the API section, and then we're going to scroll down on the create a task bit until we see a request example here. We're just going to make sure it's on the curl one. We're going to click copy, and then we'll go back to a thingy here. Create a new HTTP request like that, and then where it says import curl up here, you just want to click copy paste, boom, put that in there. Now there's a few things we need to change with this, but I'll show you exactly what we need to change. So the first thing we need to change is we need to change the send headers to turn it off, get rid of that, because we're going to do authentication here. So we're going to go generic credential type. We're going to scroll down here until we see header auth, and then for me I've already got the header auth account, but for you might not. So what we need to do for this is we need to click that little pen, type in here authorization with a capital A, make sure there's an Americanized spelling, and then authorization like that, no space on the end, anything like that. And then for the API key, you're going to get rid of that because that's my where my API key is. You want to go back to your Key AI, and you just want to type in API key, and then it'll show you all your keys here. You want to click create new key, type a name for the key, click create, it'll give you a new key, and then you can put it into this. But the way that you want to do it is you want to make sure you type wait, I'll put this on expression just so you can actually see what I'm typing. You want to type bearer like this with a capital B and then a space, and then just paste in your key there after that. So bearer space paste. That's all you need to do for this, and that's you're going to put your API key in. Now we want to scroll down to the body here, which this is the actual request that we're sending to the API. What we need to change in this is we need to change the prompt here like this. So we're just going to get rid of that. I'm also going to change this to portrait because we want the shorts format. I've gone out of there just because I need to get the input from the previous node. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly run these. I'll just quickly run these, and then we'll be able to get the output. It might give her an error eventually when the if it was to run this one. No, it's not. Okay, that's fine. But now we'll have the output. So we'll have all this output here. As you can see, it's got the structured output that was set up before, which is good. Where it says prompt here, where the speech marks are, we're going to need to put the prompt in there. So that's the exact prompt that we're getting from the AI, and it's gone in the wrong place. That's lovely. But this is the exact prompt that we're getting from the AI, and this is what we're given to the API. There's the prompt in there, and that's pretty much all we need to do for this, I believe. Yeah. So this, what we're going to do with this is when we send this off, this is going to create the video itself. So I'll execute this now. As you can see, success. Now if we go into here and we go to the logs, we'll be able to see that there's a running log here. So that means that it's working successfully. If you get this and you get a task ID, then it's good, it's working. And then you go to the logs, KEI/logs, you'll be able to see it's running, you'll be able to see it's working. What we need to do after this is we need to actually, what I'll do quickly, just for the sake of this not running twice, I'll just pin this because it takes a little bit of a while to generate the video. But then we're going to need to create a wait module for this scenario here. This is just because it takes some time to create the video, and you don't want it to go on to the next step when the video is not created yet, because obviously there's no video to actually use and to upload. So we're just going to add a wait of like 300 seconds. Usually it takes around like 147 seconds, 151, 162, but you want to give it that little bit of buffer just to make sure you don't accidentally like try and go to the next step too quickly. But What I'll do though, just so I can get the output into the next module, is I'll set the wait time to 1 second and I'll just quickly run it and then I'll put it back. This is just because I want to get the output into the next one. So now we need to go and actually get the video from Key AI, because we've created the video but we don't have anything here to upload, so we need to get the video back. So the way that we do that is we go back to the API, we'll go back to Sora 2, so Key AI / Sora 2, go to the API section, and then this one we're going to need query task rather than create task, so we'll click the bottom one there, and then you'll see a request example here. You want to copy on the curl again, go back to your scenario, then you want to go to your n8n, you want to add another HTTP request, and then you want to click import curl, click the copy, click the paste, and then put it in, boom. And then for this you're going to see that it's saying here we need a task ID, which if you remember from the last one, that's what we got from the output of the last one, so we're going to put that in there. Just get rid of that bit of text, and then so it's just the task ID there. That's going to be the task ID is the output from the previous run, the previous module. We're going to need to put some authentication again, so we're going to get rid of this authentication here, and then we're going to go up to the top where it says authentication, put generic or credential type, header auth again, and this should be already signed in. It should already have your account there if you did it in the last step. So that's all fine and all well and good there. We need to wait for this to be finished running in the logs. This is still running, so we can't do anything with it yet. We need to wait for this to finish before we can actually go on to showcasing the next steps. Alright, so as you can see, that last run has got success now as a status. It's finished running. It took 247 seconds, so it's a little bit longer than the other ones. That's why we have the 300 second or the 400 second wait, just so it doesn't overlap. So now that that's done, we can then run this next module here. What I'll do is I'll quickly pin this, and then we don't have to wait the 400 seconds and it'll run. And now from this you'll be able to see that it says output state success, which means it successfully create the video. And this here is actually a link to the video itself. This is the video that we just created. So as you can see, that's like it's worked. The next thing we're going to need to do is to go into the next module, which is to actually download the video. So as you can see in this module here, we're just downloading the video. It's very easy to do. All we need to do is go here, click HTTP, it's going to be a GET request, and then for this we're going to need to put in a specific string of JSON here, like that. And that's just going to get, because this output, the result JSON, isn't just the link, it's got like result watermark URL, it's got a watermark URL, and then it's got the result URL and the result like actual URL. So we only want this result URL here. So this JSON string here will actually search through that output and get the exact URL that we want. So as you can see, the result here actually shows the output of the URL rather than the all the JSON stuff. So that's what we need for that, because that's actually going to be the link to download the video straight up. And that's all we need with that. So that there, if we press that, it's going to download the video. If I go into it, we'll be able to watch it. I don't know where you pressed the doorbell there, but it's a similar one to the first one. A little bit messed up with you don't see him pressing the doorbell, but you get the vibe, you get the picture. This like automatically can create these type of videos for you. Now the final thing we need to do is to actually upload it to YouTube. So we're going to put a YouTube module in. I'm going to put upload a video, and then for this you're going to need to have YouTube account credentials. If you don't know how to sort of set n8n up with Google APIs, I've done a video on that in the past. I'll link it up in the top right corner, so that you can actually go and link up with the YouTube API. The only thing that'll be different from the video that I'm sending you up there is that's for using like Google Drive. Instead of typing in Google Drive on the Google console, you'll just type in YouTube and then you'll like add the YouTube API. But the same thing works and it'll still work. So you want to do YouTube account, video, upload, and then the title is going to be the title from our initial AI agent. So the title here, your region code will just be where you're from. That's because these are pin nodes here. If I unpin these, I will need to run it again eventually to get it to output properly, but this will still work. And then we'll go United Kingdom, for me at least. Category name, this is just kind of what sort of the videos are about. And then the data, you just leave that how it is, because that's actually the this data here. So that's all we need to do for that. If we run this whole thing again, it'll create a new video and it'll upload it straight to YouTube. What I sometimes like to do is to set the privacy status here and just set it to upload as private, just so then I can manually go through and then have a look at the video, make sure it looks good before I actually set public on it. If you don't do that, it'll just automatically put it as public. If you don't really care and you just want it to automatically do all that, then just do that. But I set it as private just so I can have a look over it first. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.